Hey, what up, Soul Fam? I'm doing something a little bit different. Uh, there's people here, and so there's workers who are around the apartment, kind of where I'm staying at the moment. So it's super hot, but I got some shade here, and so workers, you're not gonna see them, but workers are gonna go back and forth, and so I'm gonna try to stay focused. But when I got an audience, it's a little hard sometimes. Anyway, I'm trying something new with the setup here too. Trying to keep my hands free. It's a little better in some ways. Anyway, just kind of keeping you guys updated, right? Another day, another dollar. Except no dollars, right? Never mind. Anyway, let's get on to it. One of the biggest reason why I want to be able to talk is that I think it's very important that, as a society, we have conversations. Things get shut down way too quick, and emotional appealings, I think, are like being used in a negative way, I guess is the best way to say it. Because I'm very middle of the road, you guys. Like, seriously, like, emotions and logic, I feel like they live together. You know, for the logic takes care of the emotions, and the emotions give purpose to logic. It's very, very easy. It's very, very easy. Uh, uh, Seeing all this bedlam, man, oh, it's nuts. Recently on my feeds, and it's probably just what I've liked or what I got exposed to, and also some of my past history. But just the state of marriage, guys. It's like over 50% failures, and I think this is Western society. It might be more. I'm thinking mostly about United States, America. I don't really know other countries and everything. But it's over 50%, you guys. And according to this statistic, right? There's lies, damn lies, and statistics. But 90% of the divorces are like if the woman is college educated, 90% of the divorces are from the women. And so it's one of my premises. I'll say society, or current day society, has abandoned men and betrayed women, and I'll stick with this until we get conscious again, I guess is the best way to say it. Because what I'm seeing here, there's an unconscious aspect of society, and then there's also a conscious aspect of society. And the more conscious we are, the more that logic and that emotion can integrate and support each other, and see that it's the same coin. The more division there is, the more unconsciousness there is. It's this weird paradigm where logic uses itself to invalidate emotion, and then emotion uses itself to invalidate logic. And so what happens? Bedlam, man, bedlam. Like, logic without emotions is nobody wants to live there, and emotions without logic, nobody wants to live there either. It's just why it's one of those funny things for me, and it just might be because I'm highly conscious. And it's one of those things too. Just because I'm highly conscious doesn't mean that I've capped out. One of the things why I never really got into gurus is because it seems like they have to make this presentation of a state that I've achieved enlightenment. I'm perfect. Everything's great now. I know exactly what to do, and I'm never upset or anything. And I'm fully conscious and everything. To which I say, that's a good story. It's a good story, and you could probably convince some people that you are. I'm not going to be one of them. So there's that. For me and my people, it's just like we choose to be conscious, and yeah, there's different levels, but it's the choice to be conscious. And then as unconsciousness surfaces, as a community, we provide love and awareness to that person who's unconscious, and then help them by giving them the space to achieve that consciousness basically on their own, because it's something that nobody can force somebody to be conscious. It's something which happens over time and through exposure, in my opinion. For certain individuals, I think it's necessary when society's gotten to a certain point that it needs to be a solo journey. Like the icebreakers, the way showers, they kind of need to go about it themselves first, and then from there they can kind of help other people. And that's, in some ways that's a guru, but even if that's the case, it's more about attitude. It's more about attitude. The people who, like, because I've been around the bush, you guys. I've done quite a few things, and the gurus, right, in quotations, but the gurus that I've followed and that I participated with in whatever they were doing, the ones I resonated with the most were more humble, and their authority came from a place of personal power, and they didn't need to belittle other people in order to be of their own power. And the ones who had to undermine other people's power in order to solidify their own, I kind of feel like we're fake gurus. And so, especially, I'm not really, guys. Maybe, right, with the long beard and everything, but I'm like an old man now. I've done a lot. I've been through a lot, and I've seen a lot. And so, I'm just, in the false guru, I call them false gurus, but the false gurus, they use good words. And so that's one of the things which is very important to kind of recognize, and why I feel like the biggest premise is, if you are a guru, you really want to prove it, you have to be a living example of it. And so what are you a living example of? And I would say, if it's if it's peace of mind, living on a day-to-day basis, living moment to moment, live with that guru. Living with that guru, you will see what that guru is like in a day-to-day basis. And so that is very, very, very important. And I think that when we get these isolated gurus living in their mansions, very isolated from the rest of things, that's especially a false guru, in my opinion. And that's all it is, my opinion. And it's valid, just as much as anybody else's opinion is valid. And so that's very, very important, especially in our society, you guys. Like, respecting people's opinions is important. And then our opinion's respected in return. If other people don't respect our opinion, just like with the same thing, is that a person that you want in your life? Like, is essentially what it's at. And I know I'm talking about highly conscious stuff, like, especially retrospectively, me looking at it, it's pretty conscious stuff. Kind of going back to that, society's betrayed women, you guys. I just been looking at these videos and everything, and I'm very middle of the road, I guess is the best way to say it. I'm very neutral. There's some real unconscious negative guys out there, and there's some real unconscious negative women out there, and it is what it is, you guys. And there's also conscious ones. There's also really good people, individuals, male or female, or whatever they want to classify themselves as. I know I'll get flack for it, probably, from some individuals. I don't care, man. Obviously, right? Obviously, I don't care. But it's more about the respect, because I people who are exploring their divine nature, I think, get more in touch with what I would almost want to call their shadow side. And so men's shadow side is like their feminine aspect, and the woman's shadow side is their male aspect. At the same time, I think it's extremely important to recognize our physical differences. And I think if we do not recognize our physical differences, we're hurting, we're cruising for a bruising. There we go. I don't know. I'll try to find something with hurting, but I can't think of something on the fly. Anyway, but yeah, you guys, it's nuts. And just hearing these accounts of these women who basically had a pretty solid marriage, and then their reason for divorce is, I was bored. The worst ones are just like, oh, well, Oh God, I just so much, you guys, so much, and I know that there's women out there who deal with unconscious negative guys too. It's one of those things where I really, if I have a prayer for this world, it's for the conscious women to find the conscious men, and vice versa, and then the unconscious men and the unconscious women can have at each other. That's where I'm at. At the same time, I think it serves a purpose. At this point, especially with the way that society is, maybe it's just, it is what it is, you guys. But I think in order to become conscious from where we're coming at, we've had to endure some heavy shit, man. Some heavy shit. And so a lot of people who have been in these like real negative relationships, it's basically like someone who's more conscious and then someone who's less conscious. And so, in my opinion, that's going to be an abusive relationship. It's just what it is. The unconscious person is going to be neglectful and abusive. It can't be helped, and it's because they're unconscious. Like you can hate them, you can love them. It doesn't matter. Like this is what I'm saying, where it's like we got to be logical and we got to honor the truth too. And the truth honors emotions too. Like seriously, it's the same coin. It's the same coin, you guys. This is why I keep saying there's only one absolute. There's only one absolute. Yeah, maybe we can keep it there. Kind of a shorter thing, maybe 15 minutes. Try to wrap it up here. I maybe shorter content. I like that. It's more digestible, right? Because some of the 30-minute stuff, it's great. I don't know. Sometimes I love it. I like having long-form content so that I can play it in the background while I'm on the go. Don't have to mess with playlists or anything. But 10-minute things are pretty good too. You can do a little bit of that, and then as soon as it's over, you can listen in the background. That's really that's what I do when I'm using YouTube or other utilities, listening to people much like myself. I would say other conscious people who are making content or whatever you want to call it, putting their voice out, and I like that. And so I'm basically making content for people like me. So there you go. And it's just so amazing, you guys. It's just such an interesting time. I don't want to jump around too much. There's something else I want to talk about, but I'll probably make it a separate video just because it's related to the same thing, about the same coin and the different sides of it, and consciousness too. Guys, it's so important, so important. Because with consciousness comes that power and then the ability to navigate and the ability to create safety within yourself with that emotional field. Like it's there. And talking about going back to the gurus and things, my eventual plan is to GMST, right? Get my shit together and find other people who are conscious as well. And if we can get ourselves to a degree of self-sustainability, even within a certain system, but it's mostly I would say our social dynamic and how we navigate, because that's so important, you guys. So important. Having a healthy community social dynamic is what will help this world, like just straight up. And I think a lot of people just don't know what that's like. I've been very, very fortunate, and I've had an extreme vast experience of many different family styles, many different community styles. And so I've got a good breadth of experience to compare and to see. And I think a lot of people don't have that as well. And what I've noticed too is that aspect of being able to love someone and give someone space, and also hold them accountable too, because like I keep saying, you guys, it's about the honoring, like the truth and the emotions, the feelings and the thoughts, and that they're linked together. And that's what's creating our perception, and then our perception's what create our behavior, on and on and on. I could go on and on and on for a long time about that stuff. But if I'm going to wrap it up here, try to keep it under 15 minutes, right? Love you guys, man. Right? It's not about staying conscious. It is, but as you're on the journey, you fade in and out, and it's just about remembering, staying true to the practice, And yeah, that's why content's so important, you guys. Listen to good content. Make sure you're keeping your let's call it a nanosphere, but just your thoughts, your emotions, your perspective. Just make sure if you're in isolation that it's a good it's like a solace kind of isolation. And if you're in an isolation which is not good, put on some content, guys. Seriously, put on people like me. Put on people who are part of the solution mindset. Best way for me to say it. So, I'm so grateful, guys. I'm so grateful. So glad to be back on this. So anyway, love you guys. Thank you so much. Peace out. Love within.